Jack Layton in the weeds, Jack Layton and weed. What is going on? Two BC NDP candidates resigned this week over their pot marijuana connections. And to talk about this and other issues in the election campaign, we are joined this afternoon by NDP Jack Layton. So, Mr. Layton, two of your candidates had to resign. Did you force them to resign over this pot issue?
No, this was they resigned, and it was an accepted resignation. You know, our approach to these crime issues, as I outlined yesterday in Edmonton, is to focus on, of course, we support decriminalization, that's well known. We believe that we should be focusing on the gun crimes in our cities, and so I've announced that we will enable cities to implement full handgun bans across the board. And we've seen people being shot caught in the crossfire between these gang wars. Right in my own riding, we had a young man, an environmentalist, killed with crossfire. We had an immigrant from China sorting the fruit on Gerrard Street, killed in the crossfire. We want tougher penalties. We also want some investment in young people to try to divert them from getting involved in this kind of thing.
Yeah, nothing to do with the question I was asking you
about. But it's the bigger issue on the mind of Canadians, I would say, and that's really where we're focused.
Did you feel, though, that you were put off track by this? I mean, this is your campaign's been going very well. You're doing very well in the national opinion polls, and yet you've been sort of derailed this week by questions and questions and questions about these pot activists who were members or who were candidates.
Well, you know, a campaign always has its bumps in the road, but I know that Canadians, when they sit down at their kitchen table, they're talking about the issues facing their families. And so our announcements have been about things like expanding home care so that people can actually care for their loved ones in their home longer, or seniors can stay in their homes longer, or training a whole lot more doctors and nurses, because we have 5 million Canadians who don't even have a family doctor. I mean, that's just simply nuts.
So those are the issues you're concerned about.
Exactly.
But what about the fact, will there be any more candidates that we will see that will have to resign in this way? Or have you checked everybody out? I mean, these guys were on YouTube smoking joints. Yeah. And surely you would have seen that, would have known what was going on.
Well, we do our best.
Yeah.
And of course, our focus is trying to point out that Mr. Harper, he's spending so much time giving $50 billion in corporate tax cuts to his boardroom friends, something, by the way, he never talks about, so I hope you'll ask him about that when he comes here, because I think that the country can't afford that kind of cross-the-board giveaway to those banks and oil companies who are frankly gouging people each and every day. Let's put that money into the things that families are concerned about.
We'll talk about the economy, because I want to talk about that, but I feel like we're going sort of on a parallel universe here, because you don't want to answer my questions about these pot candidates. But Mark Emery, the Prince of Pot, has said that he made a deal with you. Is that correct? Was there?
Absolutely not.
Let's listen to what he had to say, and then you can respond again.
There was a deal, and the deal is a very honorable and profitable one for both of us. He agreed that marijuana shouldn't have any criminal sanctions attached to it, and so we agreed that we would send him thousands of new members, as many votes as we could get, and we would increase his popularity.
Okay, he says that he would raise money for you, and in exchange you would help out with his cause on the decriminalization, legalization of marijuana.
It doesn't make sense, because our policy's been decriminalization for a very long time, so there wasn't any need for what he's talking about at all, and it's just simply not the case.
So he's lying to you?
No, I don't know what he's up to.
And so that's the end of it as far as you're concerned?
Absolutely. And you know, I think that the key issues in the campaign really don't revolve around allegations of that sort from an individual. I really don't know where he's coming from, to be honest with you, Jane.
Okay. Let's talk about